Well, we have reviewed Secretary Clinton's official personnel file and administrative files and do not have any record of her signing the OF 109. In addition, after looking into their official personnel files, we did not locate any record of either of her immediate predecessors signing this form. It's not clear that this form is used as part of a standard part of checkout across the federal government or even at the State Department, so we're certainly looking into that.
You're not sure that she did, or you're still not sure whether she did or didn't, or does this mean?
I think we're fairly certain she did not. We
So
don't
she
have
did
record
not.
of it.
All right, sounds like Clinton speak to me. Give Mediaite a little plug there. Okay, joining us on the Malzberg panel is Jessica Tarlov, Democratic political consultant, political strategist with Douglas Schoen, LLC, and Ford O'Connell, Republican strategist and political analyst. All right, Ford, two things strike me here. It took almost 2 weeks for them to get this answer out. Not only did Hillary not sign it, but they went out of their way before they would answer that question over the course of 2 weeks to research her predecessors so they would have a cover for Hillary before they just gave the answer on Hillary. Nobody asked them if the predecessors signed this. They asked about Hillary. But what's your take on this?
Well, I would have been surprised if they said she had signed it, because then she could have potentially been guilty for perjury. You got it. This is the Obama scandal manual now combined with the Clinton scandal manual. When all else fails, well, the Bush guys did it too. Well, the key question now, Steve, is let's ask Condoleezza Rice. Condoleezza Rice, did you sign the OF 109? If you did, then this whole narrative falls down. But this is what happens. They wanted 14 days to get their ducks in a row, and now they seem to have their ducks in a row, and they're going to keep punching back.
But even now, Jessica, she did not definitively say she did not sign it. All they had to do was ask her. And they can't say she did not sign it. What they said was there's no record of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this should be a closed book on this. I don't think she signed it. Condoleezza Rice didn't sign it. Colin Powell didn't sign it. Fine. Yes, sometimes the Obama people go back and they look at the past, but I mean, that's a fair example to use. I think really what we need to move past this at this point. Hillary had said in her press conference she wished she hadn't done it this way. We wish she hadn't done it this way, but the fact is that's what happened. Can we move the conversation past this? Why?
No, because
She does wish she had done
Hillary.
it this way. Don't you understand? Right. This was about basically skipping over congressional oversight. There's a reason why she used a private email. There's a reason why she had a private server. Jessica, you just want to say this is old news so that the mainstream media will move on. It's not. It's going to continue to dog Hillary Clinton.
No, it's not just because I want to say that. I'm just wondering to what end we're going to go down this rabbit hole. What do you think you're going to come up with? You think she's not going to be the candidate because of this?
We're going to get the server. That's what we're going to get one way or another.
We're not getting those 31,000 emails. They are gone.
No, they're in the server. They don't go anywhere.
You're not. I don't think that you're going to end up.
And you're happy about that, right?
What? No, I'm not, because I'm smiling.
Jessica, this is about trust. That's the bottom line.
I mean, here's the deal to both of you. Here's the deal. Not only did she not, did she pick and choose what was important and what wasn't, and not only are there huge gaps and voids, like Trey Gowdy said around the time of her Libya trip, where for weeks on end, before and after and during, there is no emails that were provided, but also she didn't hand over emails. She didn't forward the emails to the committee. She printed them up. So there's no tracing ability. There's no record except the paper itself, which is highly unusual and typical Clinton-esque, Jessica.
Well, I mean, is it typical Clinton-esque? I'm not going to say that the Clintons don't like to do things their own way. I know that you're just going to jump on me and you're going to say that I'm happy about it and all I want to do is push a different agenda. But I really do think that this is a waste of political space to be talking about this. I mean, we need to know what Hillary Clinton stands for in terms of the platform she's going to run on in 2016.
We need to be,
fine,
Ford,
then you can spend all
your
the time sitting around here talking about this scandal.
Ford, we need to know if she can be trusted.
She stands for subverting congressional oversight. That's what this is all about. Trust.
Because that's what James Carville said. I don't think James Carville should be a Clinton surrogate anymore on that basis.
Wait, one at a time. Yeah,
sorry, go ahead, Ford.
James Carville did say it.
Right,
and you know what?
I think was a big mistake.
And Lanny Davis said that Hillary would be open to giving it over to a third party, and then the server. And then guess what? Then Hillary comes out and says, no, nobody's getting it. It's mine. So Lanny was wrong. I know Carville's wrong. Only good sanctimony is Hillary. She's correct. And what about now the foundation? Should we overlook the contributions to the foundation as well?
I assume this is
Yes.
to me, right, to have to defend it. Actually, I mean, I would say as a woman, as a Democrat, as a Hillary supporter, I was actually very disconcerted to see the donations coming from governments that really are oppressive against women. And I think she has a lot of
The
explaining to do on
foundation is
that.
a tricky spot for Hillary, and guess what? That's where it is, and that's what makes Democrats nervous.
All right, coming back, more of the panel. Don't go away. All right, folks, we're back with the Malzberg panel. Okay, let's start with Ford O'Connell. Ford, this letter from 47 Republicans supposedly sent to the Ayatollah. It was never sent. I mean, people are under the impression because the word sent is used by the Washington Post and Slate and others. It was never sent, so that's number one. It turns out Barack Obama, who just the other day said, this is almost unprecedented, almost because he did something which I view as much, much worse. Back in 2008, when he was a presidential candidate, he sent word through an ambassador to the Ayatollah saying, don't negotiate with Bush. I'll be more friendly to you when I get in. Now, this was an enemy of the United States, and he's promising, reportedly, according to Michael Ledeen in National Review, to be more friendly and sympathetic to an enemy.
I think we've seen this before, Steve. We saw this with the Russians. Look, the Obama guys are good at three things: revisionist history, for shame politics, and wordplay. The fact that they did this, whether it was written or not, they used an emissary to do it, is beyond belief. And it's not the first time Democrats have done it, but basically this is what Obama does. He plays on emotions.
Jim Wright.
He doesn't want to deal with facts. And let me tell you, I even remember the headline. July 20th in 2008, the New York Times said, wow, the Iranian talks with the U.S. are now deadlocked and they can't go anywhere. I wonder if President Obama actually helped that one out.
Jessica, I mean, how on earth does he have the gall to say he did say virtually unprecedented. I guess maybe he was leaving some wiggle room.
Some good wordplay.
Where's the media? Where's the left?
Oh, they'll be there. This only happened a few minutes ago that this came out. Give it a few
this has
hours.
been out
You
for
guys will be all over
This has
it.
been out for over a day. Look, where's the media on Ted Kennedy's letter to the Soviet Union saying, help us defeat Ronald Reagan? Where's the letter, the Dear Commandante letter from Jim Wright and 10 other Democrats? He was the majority leader of the House. Nancy Pelosi going to Syria. The president and the Democrats are like, oh, this never happened before.
It must be so exhausting to be victimized at this level over and over.
To be educated.
No, it's not about just being educated. I mean, the fact of the matter is, I mean, John McCain, someone who is one of the more aggressive members of the Senate, certainly, even said that they signed that letter, which whether it was sent, FedExed, I don't care, posted in Twitter, it doesn't matter. It got to the Ayatollah. It got where it was supposed to go. He said, we just wanted to go home for a snowstorm. What kind of policy making that is? What kind of example?
What does that have to do with looking at this in a vacuum as if it hasn't happened by Democrats all the time?
Democrats all the time. I think that is overreaching there. But
Wright, Kennedy, Obama. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more.
You also forgot about Jimmy
I'm sure
Carter,
there are some people on the right.
Steve, as well.
Yes. Jimmy Carter, that's absolutely right.
The bottom line here is that's what the Democrats do, and that's why we needed to be wiser with this letter. The 47 Republican senators were right on the substance. What they should have done is send it either to President Obama or to the American people in terms of the address of the actual letter. And if President Obama had dismissed that letter, then you could have sent it to the UN and Iran. What happened here is we got caught up in tactics and process, and the Democrats are playing for shame politics, and what we need to be as Republicans is wiser, because really Americans don't know a lot about this, and the mainstream media is never on our side, particularly when it comes to war and foreign relations.
Any surprise from either of you that a former U.S. Air Force veteran has been arrested by the FBI for allegedly trying to join ISIS? Reportedly, guess what? Surprise, surprise, he converted to Islam. Ford, I mean, I think I'm surprised more people haven't done that from our military or former military.
Sadly, I agree with you. I think this administration is really downplaying the effects that ISIS propaganda has had on people over time, whether they're Americans or non-Americans. And we have to be very honest about how effective their propaganda campaign is. And remember, this is not
Jessica.
some 18 to 20-year-old you were saying suffering from poverty. Here's someone who was gainfully employed, a former U.S. military veteran, and now he's flip-flopped. ISIS is a very real issue.
I got to go to Jessica. Ford, got to go. Go ahead.
Well, good news. I don't actually disagree with what Ford's saying I mean, I think that the administration needs to do better on this. And to your point about the propaganda videos, I was talking to my friend who works at YouTube about this, and it's amazing what they've been able to do. And we need to do better.
Find where these videos are made and bomb them, but can't talk like that. That might inflame people.
But I think you just did.
Jessica, thank you. Fort, thank you. Give me fives next.